Capcom has made the announcement saying that we're going to be getting 2 games brought back to us with a lot of new updates. The first one is Devil May Cry DMC Definitive Edition, and then the second one is Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Now let's go ahead and jump into what's new with DMC, because for those of you who don't know, Devil May Cry, or again DMC, that is probably my favorite Devil May Cry, hands down. It is my all-time favorite within the series, but it's just a really good action title all around. Like, I love the hell out of that game. I got all the DLC for it. I got so many hours that I had put into with this game. I put so many hours into this game. I got all trophies, things like that. Like, I love this game. Words cannot express how much I love this game. So they go down this list here. This new definitive edition, can't speak, is for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It'll be releasing on March 17th, and it's going to be going for $39.99. Now, again, a lot of things to consider here. First one here, 60 frames per second, 1080p resolution. That's a good start. You know, for consoles anyways. You know, when we got it on 360 and PS3, it looked okay, but it wasn't like the greatest. I think it was more like 720 at most. With PC again, because that was the one that I got, was the PC version, and it looked 1,000 times better on PC than compared to consoles anyways, but that's kind of to be expected. Now, going on down this list here, we've got rebalanced, repolished gameplay. Ninja Theory has thoroughly examined the entire game for nearly 2 years from user feedback. I can't even believe it's been out for 2 years. It feels like it's been a lot longer, but I don't know, it is what it is. This includes bug fixes, rebalanced combat elements, enemy behavior, the style system, and it's an optional feature, but a new manual lock-on. Now, even though we didn't have the manual lock-on, it didn't make the gameplay experience, a bad one. It was interesting that they didn't put it in to begin with, but it was, a lot of people mentioned it, and a lot of people suggested that they should probably, consider that. Going down the list here, we got all DLC, which includes the weapon skins, Virgil's Downfall being one of them, the biggest one. The Bloody Palace that we got for Dante. Speaking of Bloody Palace, the next one here, we get a Bloody Palace for Virgil finally. And that was always something that kind of made me wonder, like, why the hell doesn't Virgil have Bloody Palace when you go into Virgil's Downfall? Like, why don't we have Bloody Palace with him? But, again, because of the fans and how we've been requesting it, I guess, for so long now, we're finally getting that. A couple modes here. We got Turbo mode, we got Hardcore mode, and we got a new difficulty, which is called Gods Must Die difficulty. Now, this one looks insane. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around this. I've actually beaten the game on all modes, like all difficulties, and I can't even imagine this one. Unlocked after beating Dante Must Die, this mode is insanely hard, with all enemies spawning in Devil Trigger and dealing 2.5x the amount of normal damage, plus no items allowed. So that's a pretty insane difficulty. The next one, and this was one that really, I think, is kind of cool, actually. It definitely caught my eye. Most Style mode. This one's basically, this mode requires that players achieve an S-Style rank or higher in order to deal damage to enemies. So basically, what that tells me is that out of all the work we put into on trying to take out the enemies, doesn't really matter until you get to that S rank or higher, and then it's actually going to count for all the damage that you deal onto the enemy. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think that's going to be a good mode to have there. New costumes for Dante and Virgil, celebrating the Devil May Cry legacy. Updated trophies and achievements. New leaderboards, mainly for Hardcore mode and Virgil's Bloody Palace. But that's pretty much everything, and that's a lot to consider, really. I mean, I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be like, 60 frames and maybe just a new Bloody Palace or something like that. But when I saw this list, I was blown away. I couldn't believe how many new updates we're getting in this game, and the trailer looks amazing. If you haven't seen this trailer yet, you need to see it. And it's also in this little article here. The after this list of new goodies that we're getting in the game, it's got a little trailer here that you can go onto YouTube and watch that. And I highly recommend watching that trailer. It looks, oh my god, I'm really hoping this comes out on PC, because as far as we know, this is only going to be out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, I would hope that this comes out a little after. Like I said, this comes out in March. Was it March 14th? And if I have to wait a little longer, so be it. I mean, I'm fine with waiting, but oh my god, I really hope this comes on PC. And my biggest thing is I hope that it doesn't come to us as like a new game, or like as a new game that we have to download. I just hope that it comes like as a massive DLC update, you know, something like that, where we can purchase this and then it'll just, you know, load everything into our existing game. So that way I don't have to basically reset my entire game, because I put a lot of time into this game. I think I know I've put over 100 hours into this game alone. I mean, I just don't want to have to go back and redo all of it. That's my only thing. So hopefully they can do that for us, you know, PC owners like myself, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'm still gonna buy it if it comes onto PC. That's for damn sure. It was, for half a second there, I thought that I might actually get this game for console, meaning I would actually have to buy a console. But I'm trying not to. I don't want to. But the next game here, Devil May Cry 4, as we all remember, Devil May Cry 4 had released on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 within like its first year of being out, last generation. So the fact that we're getting Devil May Cry 4 the special edition now, kind of saying a lot, because the only thing that's really new with this is the fact that we can now play as Virgil. That was basically it. Because after the trailer, which again, highly recommend seeing, at the end of it, they were you just see like, oh, and also, you know, they just kind of show Virgil, and then he says, I need more power, and, you know, and then the title comes up, you know, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. It's very similar like what they did with the third Devil May Cry. You know, they brought that out, but then like I think about maybe a year after or so, like they brought out the Special Edition, and that was where you could play with Virgil's character as well. So that was pretty cool. I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. If anything, it's probably going to be very similar to the third Devil May Cry, because 4, not counting Nero, but like with Dante, his movesets were pretty much the same for the most part. So I think it's going to be like that. But this isn't going to be out until next year summer. They didn't say specifically when, like the Definitive Edition DMC, but it's going to be out next year in the summer. So we'll be looking forward to that. And again, hopefully it comes out on PC. I don't want to have to break down and buy a console. I've actually come close to it quite a few times. Like, one, for example, I can think of Metal Gear 5. As you've seen in some other videos I've done, I talk a little bit about that as well. And it's coming onto PC, and I'm so glad it is, because I was really going to get a console. I was actually going to get a PS4 just for that one game, and any other games that came about very much like this. But since it's coming onto PC, I don't have to worry about that. So hopefully, again, hopefully this does come out on PC, because I don't want to have to buy another console. I don't want to have to drop $400 on a console just to buy the game that I've enjoyed for so. I mean, despite it having so many new updates and whatnot, I don't really want to have to spend all that money. I really don't. I definitely recommend looking into this, because I think it's going to be enough so that it's going to almost feel like something new. And even for those who have never played the game, if you guys have never experienced DMC and you guys have the newer generation of consoles, this is definitely one I would recommend to you guys. I would totally recommend this. I don't see why, I can't imagine why you've missed out on this game back on the 360 and PS3 days. This is definitely one that I recommend you guys picking up. So there it is. Capcom has announced that we're going to be getting these versions of Devil May Cry. I'm very excited for this. Again, I will have the link in the description down below. You can go read up on all this. You can look at the trailer. It's definitely one worth looking into for sure. So definitely look forward to this one come March anyways for the definitive edition. If you guys like the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Leave any sort of comments you have down in the comments section below. Thanks again for watching this video, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.